Hi guys, so this is part 2 to the crochet 3-piece set. By now you should see part 1, but if not, this is a video how to make a crochet thong. So to get started, we'll make a slip knot, and then we're going to chain as many chains that will give us that will give us almost 2 inches. And the reason why is because when we make 2 inches, when we start to put our double crochets, it will give us more than 2 inches. So far I have about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'm going to make 3 chains to make 8 stitches in all. Okay, so you can make as many chains that you feel comfortable with. If you like to make the base chain the full 2 inches, you can do so. So I have my 8 double crochets, including the chain 3 that we had. So we're going to make the same, we're not going to increase or decrease, so we're going to do this, repeat this row for about 4 inches. So the same amount of double crochets that you have for the first row, you're going to have that same amount until you are at about 4 inches. So I have 4 inches in all, and my 4 inches is 6 rows, and we're going to just increase the size. So to increase, we're going to yarn over, and in that same stitch where we made our chain 2, we're going to make a double crochet in that space. So at the end, we'll make a double crochet in the stitch twice. So now that I'm at the end, I made 1 double crochet, and I'm going to make another double crochet. So that's our increase. I'm going to chain 2, turn our work, and make another increase at the sides. So to remember to put a double crochet, 2 double crochet at the last stitch and the beginning stitch. So we'll continue with this until we have about 2 more rows, and I'll show you what to do next. Alright, so we have 4 rows of increase now, and if you like, you can continue with increasing on both sides, but for this type of thong, which is a bit more risky, then what we're going to do is to not increase in one row and increase in the other row. So every other row will make the increase. So for this next row, we're going to chain 2, turn, and we're not going to increase in this. So we'll continue with our double crochets until we are at the end. So there's no increase in this row at all. So in the next row, we're going to increase. So chain 2 and make an increase in the same stitch that we made the chain 2. So that will be our pattern until we have the sizes that we need for the front portion of the thong. And as I mentioned before, if you don't want the sides of the thong of your body to show that much, you can continue with increasing on both sides of the thong. If not, you can make an increase in every other row, as I am doing now. So you'll continue until you're at the end, where you cut your chain 1 and cut your yarn. Right, so this is how it is looking so far, and since I'm finished, I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn. Now we're going to make the back portion, and the number of rows that we get here, we are going to make the same amount for the thong piece minus 4 of that row. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I need 14 rows in all. To do so, we're going to make a slip knot to join our pieces together. We're going to insert it at the end here, or whichever side you prefer. So I'll just put it on this side and join my pieces together like that. I'm going to chain 3, and at this point we're going to start and decreasing. So to decrease, we yarn over, pull, we yarn over, push our hook in the second double crochet, pull up a loop, push through the third, and pull up a loop. So we'll continue to decrease until we have about 2 double crochets. So at the end where I have 2, I'm going to just decrease that side. So I'm going to repeat that, yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, insert the hook again, pull up a loop, pull through 3, pull through 2, and continue until I have the number of crochets I need. So I now have 2 double crochets on my here. So remember, the amount of rows that you have for the front portion, we are going to minus 4. So for me, I had 18 and I need 14. So from the 14, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 here, so I need 10 more rows in all. However, we need that little triangle portion at the back, so we are going to minus 5 from that. So I need 5 more rows of 2 double crochets here. Alright, so if that sounds a bit confusing, so I have an additional 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and remember I said that I need 14 rows in all. So I need to make 10 more rows for my thong, but I need to make the triangle portion of my thong, which is about 5 rows. So 5 from 10, that'll give you 5 rows of this middle piece for the thong. So the reason why it is so short for the thong is because it's going between the butt area, so that's why it needs to be shorter, unless you have too much fabric for the back. So the amount, just remember, the amount that you got for the front portion, you're just going to subtract. So for this piece that you have until you have 2 rows, and for the back piece that I have, which is generally 5 rows. So now that I have all 5 rows of 2 double crochets, I am going to chain 2, yarn over, and increase my with double crochet into the same stitch that I made my chain 2, and in the second double crochet. So chain 2, and as I said, we're going to do this for 5 rows with increasing with our double crochets at the beginning and the end. Alright, so this is how it looks. If you like this portion to be smaller, you can make more rows of this double crochets here. So just remember, this is 5, and you count the amount that you need for the length here. So we're going to just cut our yarn here. And this is how it looks for the thong. just like that. So we're going to make the straps. To do so, we are going to make, for my size, about 50 on 50 and then attach it to the bottom here, the bikini bottom. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I have 50 here, and I'm going to attach it to line my thong. And to do so, we just attach it at the end. We're just going to make single crochets until we're at this point where we'll make 50 double crochets as well. So we're just going to repeat that on the other side as well, and that will give us our border and straps in one. So when we make the same amount of chain from the other side, we are just going to attach it at the back here again and continue with our single crochets to make the border until we are at the top, where we'll just finish by making the same amount of chain that we made at the back. So this is how it looks so far, and you tie them these. That's how we have our needle, and you just put them away. If you have any questions and suggestions, as I always mentioned before, you can leave them in the comment box below. I'll surely read them and then answer those or get back to you. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.